Welcome back to Cook It Simple with Eric. Today we are making a super simple, great recipe once again. We are making a homemade hamburger helper. Now for years I've eaten stuff out of the box and it's good. It's a good quick meal. But for the same amount of time, maybe just a little bit longer, you can have a great hamburger helper that looks like this. Homemade hamburger helper. You're going to love it. So let me show you how I make it. Let's get started. So to get started, the ingredients that we're going to use, we're going to start out with 1 pound of your ground beef. I've got 90-10 is what I bought. The reason why I bought the 90-10, it was on sale for $4.99 a pound, so I had to buy it. You can use 85-15, you can use 80-20, you can use 70-30, whatever your preference is. I always like to get 80-20, anything that's on sale above that works great. So we also have about 2 tablespoons of your tomato paste. Then I just squirted about a tablespoon of ketchup in there because we're going to combine those in the sauce. We're going to also have 1 cup of your 2% moo juice. You can use whole milk, you can use heavy cream, you can use sour cream, just something to give a little creaminess about it. We have 2.5 cups of your beef broth. We have about 1 cup of your Monterey Jack shredded cheese. We have 1 cup of your sharp cheddar shredded cheese. We have 1 cup and a little more, just I like to do a heavy cup, of your macaroni noodles, elbows. Then we also have about a half a large diced white onion. You can use yellow onion, you can use red onion, whatever your preference is. We'll be seasoning it with garlic powder, chili powder, and smoked paprika, along with salt and pepper. So everything here combined, we are going to make just a simple and a delicious homemade hamburger helper. But I do have one other question though. So when it comes to cutting onions, how do you keep from crying? My technique is I put the onion in the refrigerator and let it get cold, so by the time I cut it real quick, it doesn't really make me cry too much. I know warmer onions do that, so let me know in the comments what your technique is to keep from crying while cutting onions. But first thing we need to do, we need to get this 1 pound of hamburger ground up. So for that, I chose our Clark Griswold 12-inch cast iron skillet. This is one that I've restored. I found it in an old yard sale. This thing was beat up. Got it for $5. So restored it. Works great. So let's get back here. Let's get the hamburger browned up and go from there. Alright, first thing we're going to do is take our hamburger, put it in there. I always like to preheat my cast iron skillet first before we do anything. Alright, let me get this browned up. I won't spend a lot of time on that because I do have a video on how to brown hamburger, and that's the way I do it. So I'll get this crunched up. About halfway through, we're going to add the onions. Okay, it's probably been about 7 minutes. We've got the hamburger and the onions all browned up, looking good. There really wasn't a lot of grease since we were on 90-10, so the little bit of grease that we had, I've kind of let it cook off a little bit. So what we want to do right now at this stage, let's go ahead and season this thing real well. Like I said, maybe about a teaspoon or so of your garlic powder. How about a teaspoon of the chili powder. There we go. Put that in, maybe a little bit more. Who doesn't love chili powder? We're going to do a little bit of salt and pepper. I like to go generous on the pepper. So we've got the pepper. Now we want our tomato paste and our ketchup. We want to put that in. Now basically here we want to just mix this around until it becomes a little more fragrant. And already the smell is just so good. Just get that around. That kind of coats the hamburger with all your seasonings. That way things don't get washed away too much. But oh man, that tomato paste is definitely smells good. Alright, so from here, we're going to kick it up. We're going to put our milk and our broth in. Oop, almost forgot our smoked paprika. I just felt like I was forgetting something. So, and I was. Oop. There we go. About a teaspoon of that. That's going to give a little smoky flavor. Okay, the smell of that just become amazing. Alright, so let's go ahead and pour in our beef broth first. Like I said, this is 2.5 cups. We're still on medium right now. Medium heat. That's what I browned the hamburger at. So we're going to do that. We're going to go ahead and pour our milk in, which is 1 cup of milk. So we're going to put that in. And what we want to do, we want to bring this up to a boil. Then once we bring this up to a boil, we'll add our pasta in. Let's kick it up just a little bit. I'm about medium-high heat right now. So let's get this going. Then once this gets to a boil, we'll get it all mixed around. Then we're going to cook it uncovered for about 13 to 15 minutes until the pasta is tender. So let's get this up to a boil here. Now that we have our little boil going here, we're going to bring this down to medium heat. We're going to stir in our pastas. Then we're going to let this do a gentle boil for about 13 to 15 minutes uncovered until the pasta has a chance to kind of soak everything in. Then we'll take it off the heat, add our cheese in. So I'll see you in 13 to 15 minutes. We're at the halfway point. I've been stirring every few minutes like this. It smells really good. All the chili powder and the paprika. Smells so good. So as you can see, the noodles are getting fluffier. So we'll come back at about 7 to 8 minutes. We should be ready for cheese. We're at about the 14-minute mark. And you can see a lot of the liquid has reduced down, which is what we want. See, I mean, that looks just like the box hamburger helper. Only homemade. It smells delicious. So let's go ahead and take this off the heat completely. Give that just a minute for the bubbling and boiling to stop. I think we're good there. So let's go ahead and add our cheese. Okay, so we've got the 1 cup of our sharp cheddar. So we have the 1 cup of our sharp cheddar. We're just going to sprinkle it about. Put that that in there. We'll give this a toss here. Get everything in the heat. Alright, let's go ahead and get our Monterey Jack put in. Again, this is 1 cup of shredded Monterey Jack. Now you can go crazy with this recipe. I mean, you can go, grate your own cheese, which will actually melt better. I like to keep all of our recipes simple and just buy store-bought stuff. But if you want to grate some cheese, it'll definitely give you a better melt. If you want a different kinds of cheese, definitely do that. If I were to remake this and go fancy, I would probably go with an Asiago and Gruyere, because I think those two combination of cheeses are great. I'd probably add some jalapenos. Oh, look at that. Look how that's just melting up beautifully. That right there is a beautiful hamburger helper that is done. I say we get some in a bowl and give it a try. Alright, as you can see, this turned out wonderful. Everything is very cheesy. You can hear the cheese, very warm. It's very creamy, and that's where the milk comes into play. Just helps with that creaminess with the cheese. So let's give this thing a try. The moment we've been waiting for. I'm just going to put a little bit in a bowl because, again, it's 9:30 at night. I'll eat it for lunch tomorrow, but we've got to have a little bit before bed. So I've been working long hours lately and trying to do videos in the evening. So, all right. So as you can see, steamy, creamy. You can hear it. Just some good looking stuff. So that's probably going to be enough for me tonight. Let's give this thing a try. So first off, we knew this took about 35 minutes total. Even with filming, about 35 minutes. Cook time and prep time. Make sure we get a little bit of onion in there. Definitely some pasta. Some hamburger. You're seeing it. This is... And it looks exactly like the stuff you make in a box. That's really good. So you can definitely taste the chili powder in it. Definitely taste the smoked paprika. If you don't like smoked flavor, don't put smoked paprika in. Just put regular paprika. But this right here is definitely a must try. I would love to eat the whole bowl, but first we need to say goodbye. Thank you for tuning in. Again, watching another one of my videos. So for this video, we had the simple hamburger helper, homemade. It turned out wonderful. And again, thank you so much for everybody who has subscribed and liked and commented on all my videos. I love it. So if you haven't already, please subscribe, hit the like button, and share with somebody. So until next week, thank you.